This is my 5-minute reflection video for my history assignment. How did the colonists manage to triumph in their battle of independence despite Great Britain's military might? They were able to win the war because they had a lot of pride. The entire colonies all had a pride and a fire to win the war, and their drive was far more strong than the British's. And so with their strength and their mindset, they were able to win. And everybody was supporting them. Everybody wanted to win. The French wanted them to win. And so they did get some support from the French, which helped them win the war. If any of these factors had been different, how might it have affected the outcome of the war? Well, if the colonists didn't care that much and nobody else wanted them to win and give them support, they would have got steamrolled because British were at that point one of the strongest military forces in the world. And so they would have just, without any drive to win, the colonists would have been destroyed. And how did the condition of certain groups such as women, black people, and native people reveal a contradiction in the Declaration of Independence? Well, the Declaration of Independence was for the freedom of men, and meaning all people. But there were still slaves. Native Americans were still being thrown out of their homes and cast out. And women still had no rights, couldn't vote, couldn't own land. And, there were slaves that had no rights at all, even less rights than them. They were just, at that point, not even considered people. So those were very contradictory to the Declaration of Independence stating freedom for all people. And if you were colonists in pre-revolution period, which side would you be on? Loyalist, loyal to the crown, or patriot wanting independence from Great Britain? If I was a colonist back then, I would probably be a patriot. Because at that point, the British were treating the colonists like terrible. They were neglecting them, they were taxing them without even offering any kind of ability to, say no. The colonists couldn't say no to anything. And then all the taxes, and then the British were sending soldiers to watch over the colonists, so there was no freedom there, even though they're getting watched by British soldiers, even though they were in the colonies. And for me personally, after the Boston Massacre, I would definitely be a patriot. There would be no anything. I would want to get away from British as soon as possible, because those guys were just treating them terrible. It might have been a little scary thinking about fighting the British, but I think I wouldn't want to live in like a prison colony like they would have, and I would have want my own country. And so that's about all I have. So that's the end of my reflection video. Thanks for watching.